Good morning, everybody. Good morning, all the beautiful souls that are with me today. Hope everyone's doing all right, man. Hope everyone's doing all right. Oh, man. Hey, the sun started coming out as soon as I started recording. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm out for a walk. And recently, I've been having these periods of less energy. Some days I don't really do as much as I could be doing. Sometimes I feel like I get so overwhelmed in my head. It's like, man, I should be doing a lot more than I'm doing, but I just don't really feel like it, or I just don't really feel called to do as much, right? And, I started thinking about, what I've told myself in the past. It's like, if you can only give so much energy, then that is your 100%. Sometimes, you feel like you want to do so much more, right? But you just can't. Maybe some days you can only give 60%, right? Give 60% of your total 100, right? Some days you can only give 30%. Some days you can only give 10%, right? However much it is, right? But if that is how much you can give in any given moment, then that is your 100% for the day. And you should give yourself grace for that, Because at the end of the day, the way that I see it is that any action is better than no action at all. And even sometimes, sometimes you might need to not give as much or not give anything, give yourself some time to recuperate or to really just sit still and let your energy come back up, right? I beat myself up a lot. I used to a lot in the past, right? Whether I had a high standard for myself, and so whenever I didn't meet it, I would beat myself up and call myself, a bunch of names, just degrading myself basically. Now, I beat myself up because I feel like I'm not doing what it is that I should be doing, right? But then I take a second to breathe and give myself grace. That's another thing. You got to give yourself grace. Really allow yourself to just tell yourself that you're okay. Yeah, I give myself grace in knowing that everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna work out the way that it is, right? And the fact that you were even able to do all the things that you did do, right, in any given day or moment, it's more than a lot of people, because a lot of people don't or choose, not to give any effort to see their best self, right? But you are actively working towards becoming the best version of yourself that is possible, right? And some days you're gonna have a lot less energy. Some days your 100% is gonna be the 50%, might even be 30%. You might just be sitting in bed or sitting there by yourself and being like, man, I can't do it. I just can't bring myself to do it, and that's okay. It's okay. If all you can give is 60%, then that is your 100%. Don't beat yourself up for it, man. I know that I'm speaking from my own experience, right? But I see it a lot just with a lot of people around me. I've seen it with my parents, my siblings, seen it with some of my friends. They beat themselves up for not being able to achieve what it is that they know they can achieve, or they don't even go to the point to where they can achieve what it is that they want to achieve, because they're so stuck in like a mindset of just, what, I just can't do it. I constantly see people giving up, and that used to be me as well, but it's just not the reality. I don't think that giving up is ideal for anyone, not even yourself. You know, I think it's so easy to not give yourself grace and just beat yourself down and not even allow yourself to do the things it is that you want to do, right? But if you can sit down and actually sit with yourself, right? Sit with yourself, sit down with yourself and give yourself grace and be like, you know what? It is okay. It is all going to work out. Then it will work out, right? It might take a while. But it's okay. Because like I was saying, you know, any energy is better than no energy at all, right? If you can constantly say that you are putting in the most amount of effort that you can at any given moment, that's okay. You know, you find yourself maybe just wanting to sit down and watch a show. Maybe you find yourself not wanting to go out. In my case, you know, maybe it'd be something like going out and working out, or doing something to further your education, right? Or to do something that makes you happy, like drawing, for example, you know, or maybe you just don't feel inspired to make stuff, right? Or to further your ideas, whatever it might be, right? To further your relationship with yourself. Maybe you find yourself going back into old vices, right? And that's okay. But you just have to give yourself grace. You have to give yourself grace for that, and knowing that it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right, you know, no matter what happens. During my journey, right, it's just me, you know, I have broken a lot of limitations that I've had. I've broken a lot of the barriers that I put on myself, right? And I've truly seen what it is that, just all it is that I am capable of. And so that's why sometimes I feel so down when I get stuck in these lower energy cycles, not doing all the things it is that I know I can do, because I proved it to myself already, and I'm going to continue to prove it to myself. But this is just a reminder, not only to myself but to anyone else, that it's going to be all right. You know, beating yourself up doesn't do justice. It doesn't do anything for you, right? All it does, it just keeps you down in a lower place, and then you're just going to continue to see that your energy stays at this lower state of being, when if you were to just give yourself grace and be like, you know what, this is all that I can do for now, then the next day when you're refreshed, or the next time that you're doing whatever it is that you need to do, you'll be able to give even more effort, right? You'll be able to give even more effort. But you need to give yourself grace, man. Yeah. Sun is shining in this spot. It's beautiful out here, man. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up around here. Pretty short message. If you're seeing this, I love you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Make sure to take care of yourself, because the only person who can take care of you is you. And always remember, don't beat yourself up for not being able to give it your all every day. If 60% is all that you can give in that current day, then that is your 100%. Have a good one.